So welcome to the channel today. Listen, one of the things that we hear a lot about in conventional instruction, and you probably have seen videos talking about this before, is this thing called keeping the club in front of your body. Now, I'm not a big fan of saying things like that unless you can define exactly what that means. So, and actually I have a video, and I want to show you this quick video here where Mo actually mentions, I keep the club in front of me. Check this out.
Hope your necks aren't getting sore. Never this tough. No army song. Don't laugh, boys.
Left, right, left, right, left, right.
Like, just like throwing a dart. Or like bowling at the head pin. I'm the only guy that can hit the head pin from here. 230 yards away, bouncing off the head pin. Okay. This one hit the head pin. Never left. Wait, hit the head pin on the fly.
Yeah.
Easy strike. 200 yards away. I'm the only guy that wears out the center. Center of the ball, center of the club, center of the fairway, center of the green. Whatever. Look at my hands, go right over the flag. Look where they are. Always in front of my body. None of this crap. I want to hit the ball there in my hand here. Oh, God. Boy. Here's the feeling of greatness. That's so great.
Hey, look, before we get into today's topic, let's be honest about something. I know you enjoy watching YouTube, and I know you enjoy watching these videos and learning a little bit about the golf swing and the single plane swing. That's great. But one of the things that happens, and I see it a lot when I talk to people, I meet people in airports, I run into them all the time that they know me from this channel, and they say, Todd, I love your single plane swing concept, but I can tell they don't quite understand everything about it. And here's what I want. I just want to be a helpful golf instructor. That's my goal for you. I just want to be helpful, and I want the things that I do and say to help you like this swing has helped me. But I can't do that if you don't really understand the single plane swing in its entirety. As a matter of fact, the topic we're going to talk about today may not make any sense to you at all if you don't really understand the single plane swing. So here's what I'm going to do. This week at November 2nd at 7 p.m., it's a Wednesday, I'm going to present a 2-hour show. And in that 2-hour show, I'm going to cover the entire single plane swing model in 4 basic principles, and it's going to cover the swing in its entirety. So you'll know exactly what I'm talking about anytime I discuss anything in the single plane swing. I want to clarify for you, and I want you to get the benefits of the swing that have helped me so much, hit the ball so much straighter and so much better and have so much more fun playing golf. But you got to join the program. It's going to cost $47, but I'll tell you this, if you don't get everything I'm talking about, if you don't understand it in fully, and you don't enjoy the program, it doesn't help you at all, I'll give you 100% of your money back. So you got nothing really to lose. So in the description in this video below, you're going to see a link. Click the link, and I want you to join me so I can teach you the entire swing model and clarify everything for you so that when you watch these videos, you get the most out of them. So join me November 2nd at 7 p.m. So look, in my opinion, keeping the club in front of you doesn't make a lot of sense when you just use that as kind of a general term and say, hey, keep the club in front of you. I like to actually define things and say, here's what's actually occurring. Now, the club in front of you, to me, and this is just my definition of what that means, is simplifying the club's path and the hands leading into impact. So what you're really doing by keeping the club in front of you is you're keeping the hands' relationship to the body in front of the body so the club can return to impact in the most direct way. In other words, if you had the club behind you, then as your body turned, the hands or the club or whatever are behind the actual rotation of the body. So in other words, keeping the club in front of you is simply keeping a relationship of the hands and the club in front of the body in a way that makes it easy to return to impact. So to me, that's what it meant. But I still think you got to do some more defining of what it actually means to keep the hands in front of you. And Mo's swing, and Mo talked about it, in other words, the way Mo looked at it was, hey, I don't want the club over here, and I don't want it over here. In other words, I want the club in a way that lets me go towards the target. Again, another way of kind of saying, hey, the club has to be in a certain relationship with the body. To me, the club in front of you is actually more left-sided. And I want to talk about that here. It's a left-sided keeping it in front. So like, example, this is why I don't like talking about keeping it in front of you, because is this in front of you? Or is that in front of you, the target? Is that in front of me? So again, we can get general about these things. I don't like those type of things. I like to show exactly what's going on. But I also want to show you a little drill here. One of the things you've seen me do a lot of is work with the single plane trainer. Single plane trainer is really designed to keep it in front of you. I want to show you how it does this. So to me, and what you see happening in Mo's golf swing and in a pure single plane swing is you have the club already in a relationship. It's already in front of me. The hands are in front of me, but the club is actually on the lead side of the body. So the in front part is pointing to the lead side of the body. And then notice when I take it back, you notice the club is still pointing to the lead side of my body, which that's where it's going to be at impact. So there's that lead side relationship, right? So in other words, it's in front of me. And then look, I can take the club back. Even though you see the club hinge, if I unhinge the hands, it still returns to the lead side of my body. It's still in front of me. So what I'm showing you here is how the club is relating to the rotation of the body. That's really what in front of you means, is that when you rotate, the hands are in the same relationship to the rotation of the body. Why? So you can get back to impact. So this is really how we train that in the single plane swing. And by the way, if I see bad swings, what they're doing, I call it a fight. They're fighting to get the club in a relationship to get to impact. So they're fighting to get the club back into that club to body relationship. So the goal of the golf swing, and you see this in the conventional swing, but you also see it, what we teach in the single plane swing, is we're teaching you to create the relationship at the very beginning of the motion. So in other words, you're creating it here at address, the lead side in front relationship. You maintain that lead side in front relationship. You create leverage, which is still an in front lead side relationship. That's what plane really is, because plane is saying, look at the club, it no longer has that lead side relationship if it's off a plane. If it's flat, it no longer has that lead side relationship. I want a relationship that gets to my lead side in front of me. So this is in front of me, this is in front of me, that's in front of me, because watch, that goes right back to my lead side. In front, in front, in front. And if this stick wasn't this long, I would extend here, it would still be on my lead side. That's what I'm talking about. We have to define these things better and say, what does it mean to be in front? It means to have this relationship to impact throughout the entire motion of the swing. Now, let me show you that with a golf club here. So what you're getting is you're getting a club that's in front of you, but here, let's talk about it in another way. I'm getting a club that makes that throughout this entire motion makes it easy to get to impact, because in front of you means I have the same relationship to get to impact. I'm not getting the club flat. I'm not getting the arms behind me. I have the club in a relationship that when I rotate, it returns to impact and it easily gets back on plane, which is in front of me the whole time. Mo's swing did it the best because he didn't have to deal with an angle here. A lot of guys who have an angle have to deal with this angle throughout the entire motion. That's why conventional golf instruction talks about keeping it in front so much, because there's a fight going on between this angle and trying to get the club in front of your body. So let me just kind of demonstrate it here. When you sit up on a single plane, you can see I have this relationship, and look, it's pointing to my lead side, correct? And then when I swing, I still have that relationship. I still have the relationship. I come down, I return that relationship, and I release it. So you're seeing this relationship to the lead side throughout the motion. And so as long as I have this relationship, the club returns to the lead side, and that's where impact is. So to me, in front of you is in front of this lead side, and this relationship is being maintained to that lead side throughout the motion. And by the way, I honestly believe that this was one of the reasons Mo was such a great ball striker and the best in the world, was because he kept it throughout the swing. And his setup, the single plane setups, allows you to do that. So if you're doing this right and you're training correctly and you have a proper single plane address and motion, you're creating the easiest and highest percentage way of getting the club to stay in front and compress and stay to the lead side. That's what, to me, in front means, and I hope it helps you. And look, let me talk to you about something really quick. If you want to know more about this and watch Mo and he demonstrate this stuff and learn all about the single plane swing, join us on demand. We have the Graves Golf On Demand, which is our single plane academy. You can join us there, and we have all this information. And let me just finish off by saying this. The worst thing about what you see here on YouTube is context. I talk about this in front stuff, but if you don't have a single plane address or a single plane swing, it's going to be harder for you. It's not going to make a lot of sense to you. This stuff really makes sense to single plane golfers, and I want you to get it right, and I want to help you get better, and I want you to be a great single plane golfer and have fun playing golf. But I don't want you to take this stuff out of context. So I know you want to maybe try this kind of stuff, but it really helps if you know more about the single plane swing. So you can join me there, and I'll put the information in the description below. I'll talk all about On Demand. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. Give me a thumbs up, hit that bell icon, and I'll see you in the next video. The National Golf Foundation produced a statistic that said that if you've played golf for 3 years or more, you've reached your potential. That's kind of a scary statistic if you think about it, right? I mean, that means anybody out there right now who's played golf 3 years or more has reached their potential. And the reason that is because golf, the way it's being taught, it's difficult. No one enjoys playing out of the trees. No one enjoys losing golf balls. No one enjoys being frustrated that golf is so hard because you can't find your golf ball on the course. I was one of those guys. I mean, there was a time in my life when I was a good player, but I was so frustrated with my ability to get better at the game, and it's not fun to go out there and play bad. It's not fun to get beat by your friends. And if you look at how confusing it really is, I mean, that's the way I felt about it, and that's why I still feel about it. I believe there's a model, but it's based in simplicity. So the question I would ask is there an easier way? And the answer is yes, there is. You know, I was a struggling golfer. I mean, I worked with a lot of high-level golf instructors. Like a lot of people who try to get better at golf got frustrated, got confused. Everybody's telling me something different. So a friend of mine had a videotape. He put it on my desk and goes, "You got to see this guy on this tape hit a golf ball." And I go, "Who is it?" He goes, "It's Mo Norman." And I'd heard about him. I heard how great a ball striker he was, but I didn't know if he's even real. But what's interesting on the tape was the people on the tape that were watching Mo in the gallery were guys that were professional golfers that I had competed against as a professional golfer. So all these guys wouldn't be watching Mo if he wasn't that great. So Mo would go to Florida every winter, and I would go to Florida in the wintertime to practice, and I would go spend as much time as I could. I'd get technical with him. I'd get super technical. Why do you hold it like that? Why do you set up like that? What are you thinking about? I was doing stuff to try to figure out, because I was trying to communicate what he wasn't good at communicating. To me, I wanted to decipher what is actually going on and what's the reality of it. I knew if I was going to take what Mo had taught me and what I learned from Mo, if I was going to take that and help other people with it, I needed to figure out a way to what I call bridge the gap between what Mo was actually doing and how I could take that to get somebody else to do it. When Mo passed away in 2004, I didn't want Mo Norman or his swing to ever get diluted. I wanted it to be something that had integrity, that was maintained over time, that had a lot of value over the period of time. And so that's what I saw as extremely important, not only with Mo Norman after he passed away, but also in the future of his legacy. I believe that the single plane golf swing will simplify the golf game for a majority of golfers that play the game of golf. That means that more golfers are having fun playing golf. That's my mission. What I want to accomplish with that mission is I want every golfer that plays the game to, number one, know who Mo Norman is, know that there's a single plane swing out there in the world. So I want every golfer in the world to know about this guy named Mo Norman and about an easier swing that exists out there. And the reason I want that is because there will be a day, that conventional golfer where he is right now, at one day he will get frustrated with his swing. He will get to the point of wanting to quit because the conventional golf swing is that hard. And whether it's now when he's 25 years old or when he's 65 years old, he's going to want to quit the game because he just can't do it anymore. And that's the day he's going to call Graves Golf and learn the single plane swing. I just want to make sure that everybody knows who Mo Norman is and that there's an easier way to play.